Hello and welcome to Queer Abbey, a weekly chat show that is performed, recorded, and produced by yours truly. Hi everybody, welcome to the 18th episode of Queer Abbey. I thank you for coming back to listen. Your support is appreciated. 18 weeks strong, here we are. It is the tail end of September right now, and I start school in just 2 days after tomorrow. I'm going to be a senior in my little degree path, so that's something that I'm looking forward to right now. Today, I went to the farmer's market with a couple of my friends. It's something that I seldom do because you have to get up early to do that shit. But it was so fun. I am looking over right now at this big bouquet of flowers that I bought myself. And yeah, that's making me very happy. So I wanted to share that with you. Farmers markets are awesome. Most of the time, this is a good tip. Farmers markets will match your funds with EBT. I don't know if this is the case all over the country, but in the US, it's common for farmers markets to give you like double the funds if you bring an EBT card, if that makes sense. Like you purchase tokens, at least in the Portland farmers market, and let's say you have $10 in food stamps, they can give you $20 in tokens to purchase produce, which is really helpful. I think it is limited to EBT items, which makes sense, but yeah, that can be a really helpful thing, especially if you're like a student that receives food stamps, because they do have a farmer's market that's like right near PSU. There's one that happens on the waterfront. There are a few in Portland, so yay for that. Getting produce that's like wholesome is really important. Nutrition is a bit of an abysmal topic in the US because everybody's just doing their best to get to work and get home and survive, that people aren't even concerned about eating the right foods anymore, myself included. I'm honestly like, okay, whatever makes me the happiest is what I'm going to eat. But you know what? As much as I can consider it, eating healthy and trying to cut out like really, really sugary stuff, it does make you feel better. So, yay. Go to the farmer's market, bitch. And then after the farmer's market, you can treat yourself by going to Spirit Halloween and looking at Halloween-related items. That's something that I did with my pals after the farmer's market. We went to, not Spirit Halloween, but like a party store. And that was so fun. I'm very excited, of course, for Halloween. It is approaching. I put up some little pumpkin lights in my little bedroom alcove, and I'm getting prepared mentally for like making a costume. I'm usually not very committal about dressing up, which is a travesty because I really do love Halloween internally. I've just been in school the last few years and I'm a poor adult, so I really want to make myself a costume this year. I watched a Beetlejuice and had a good time with that, the little rewind, and then I watched the original Beetlejuice recently, so I would like to be Lydia Dietz for Halloween this year. And I got a little wig that's like a medium length wavy black wig, and I'm gonna spike the bangs and try to style it like her hair and do the like wedding dress from hell look that she has, that red ruffly situation. I might just like make a short little dress with like a little A-line skirt because it's like a full-length gown with ruffles all the way down, and that's a little beyond my skill level, but I do think I could make like a ruffly circle skirt, or maybe like sew together a tutu and a bodice or something, and do something that looks like her wedding dress. Long story short, that's super fun, and putting my energy into something like making a Halloween costume that just makes me super happy. Sounds like a lovely idea. Yeah, red fabric, red tulle. That's what I need to get my paws on. I'm not like a fantastic seamstress, but I have sewed a few things in my life. I've made a couple costumes. Like one time I went to Pride dressed as Jesus and I made this like white tunic with gold trim. And then I sewed this red fabric into a sash, and it actually looked pretty good. I think there's a picture like way far on my Instagram if you scroll. Yeah. And one time I was him from the Powerpuff Girls, the like Ew, like lobster guy, and he talks like this. The Powerpuff Girls was unhinged with their character design. Him and then the brain monkey guy, and the Powerpuff Girls themselves. It's just such a funny show. But I love characters like that have that gay coding. They're just extremely flamboyant. He's wearing like a tutu and these like thigh-high boots and everything. So for him, yeah, I think I literally had like thigh-high boots that I had purchased. Dr. Frankenfurter, that's another character that I've been. I really do love to dress up. So I'm taking it seriously this year. I'm going to be Lydia Dietz. We're going to make a little red dress and it's going to be lit. I don't know what I'm actually going to do, though. My friends and I have been talking about putting on a Halloween party or like doing a show or something, which I need to stop being a pussy and just put on shows, because I have this like musical skill that I have adapted and worked on for a few years, and I can totally like play the keys and sing for people. I'm just nervous. But yeah, my friends and I are really talking about maybe doing some songs from like Rocky Horror and putting on a little show in my friend's house and just inviting some people we know. Right? Wouldn't that be fun? So maybe that's what I'll do with my little Lydia Dietz costume. Although I don't know how well that matches up with Rocky Horror. So all in all, it might end up being a separate thing. But I know that I want to do some performing soon. I know that I want to get dressed up. And I want to watch lots of scary movies. I already watched Halloween Town, like I recited last week, but there's like a whole roster of movies that I watched as a child that are associated with Halloween that it's like really fun for me to go back to each year, because I forget that it's coming, and then the end of August rolls around and then September and I'm like, okay, it's time. We're going to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas. We're going to watch Twitches. All of the Halloween Town movies. We've got the Mom's Dating a Vampire. That one's a good one. God, so many. The Haunted Mansion. Oh, the live action Goosebumps films where like the mask gets stuck on her face. That one was really good. It kind of scared me when I was little. And just Goosebumps in general, actually. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, Goosebumps was so like treading the line for content for children, because it's definitely like kitschy and child friendly, but it scared me when I was a little kid, and it really introduced me to like an appropriate level of horror. But yeah, there was this one episode where this person goes to stay with their grandma, and the grandma's like a witch, and there's this monstrous goo that she's keeping in like her witch cabinet, and then the kid's like snooping around and he lets out the monstrous goo and it like consumes everything. And I don't know, it's just a funny episode. If you haven't gathered this already from listening to this episode, one thing to know about Wilson is I love anything to do with witches, witch symbolism, witch movies and television shows like Charmed. It's something I really latched onto as a child, and I've continued to be obsessed with as an adult. Witches are powerful women and bad women that work outside the bounds of normalcy in our society, and they are proof that women have power, you know? I think I saw a lot of witches in the media as a child, and I was fascinated by the fact that women can be so powerful and feared at the same time that they're really oppressed and condemned in our society. It's like witches are a symptom of this underlying power that women have. It's there, but we lie about it. And we tell ourselves that women are not strong, and that women aren't leaders, and that they can't be cunning and sharp and aggressive, and all of these things that witches are. Witches have power. They're able to form contracts and work by themselves and be independent and even wicked. And all of those things are really threatening in a patriarchal society, because women are meant to be one of two things. They're either marriageable or disposable. But what happens when a woman is just a thing all on her own, you know? And lives in a mystical garden cottage in the woods and only associates with animals. That's threatening to a man that needs women to be one of two things. So we've grown up and we've become a witch. Oh my god, how could I forget Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost? Obviously, that's one of the best Halloween-oriented films. And Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. I need all of you listeners to go through and watch all of these movies. They're fantastic. Well, let's quell my excitement for Halloween for just a minute. Let's move on to the advice segment for this week, okay? Welcome to the advice segment of episode 18. The first prompt is an anonymous submission, and this person asked, Queer Abbey, how are you okay with people not liking you? Hello, my question is exactly what it says. It's something I've struggled with for a long time, being a people pleaser my whole life. How did you become okay with people not liking you? Thank you. Well, that's an assumption to make that I'm okay with people not liking me, but you're right. I do try my best in life to ignore the fact that some people just don't like me, and they never will. It's hard to do, and I don't think it's something that we should completely ignore, because if people don't like you, sometimes it's for a good reason, but it's not usually your business, right? That's something RuPaul says. What other people think of you is none of your business. And that can be a helpful mindset to take when you can't get out of other people's heads, or really your own head, but you're just like imagining what people think of you and if you're good enough in the eyes of other people. And it's exhausting, right? It's something we do as humans because we desire community and we want to be accepted by other people. But clearly it's not doing you any favors, because you're asking me like how to just get over it and move past that. You can always create another narrative in your mind, right? Because like when your subconscious is being self-sabotaging and assuming like, oh, obviously they hate me, you can use your self-talk to combat that and say, you know what, maybe they actually are just having a bad day of their own, or maybe they have scabies and it's causing a really uncomfortable rash on their asshole, and that's why they're looking at me like that. It has nothing to do with me. That's one tool that I use in like the grocery store to keep myself from getting too anxious, because sometimes I'll catch a look from somebody, or like there's somebody staring at me in some weird way, and like my brain immediately goes to like, they hate me because I'm a tranny, or like I look fat and they think I look weird, or something like that, like, right, some sort of insecurity, and it just dredges itself up. It's not like these things don't exist within all of us, but it's what you do with it, right? You have the power to respond to those thoughts and say, that's none of my business, actually. Yeah, so good luck with implementing some of those things. I hope that advice is helpful to you, because yes, what other people think of you is none of your business. Let's move on to the next prompt. So this commenter asked, Queer Abbey, what do you do to feel safe when you are home alone at night? Like the title says, I'm looking for possible solutions to feel safer when I'm home alone at night. Home alone at night. Right now, a therapist isn't an option, and neither is learning how to work a gun. Okay. I like that you included these factoids at the end. Like, okay, awesome. I will not tell you to get a gun and wait by your front door. It sounds like, well, clearly you have some anxiety about being left home alone. I don't know much about your circumstances. I'm not sure if you're like maybe living with other people and they're out of town, or you're living by yourself for the first time, but it can be really scary when you realize that like nobody's going to be around for some length of time, and that you almost have to like fend for yourself in any given situation. But you need to trust yourself, because the real likelihood is that nothing is going to happen. To be honest, nobody's going to break into your home. Nobody is going to, like set the building on fire or anything like that. It's going to be okay. And tomorrow is going to be another day just like today, right? That's the plain reality of things. And then the more specific thing to you is that you're fine. You can trust yourself. If you needed to deal with an adverse situation, like somebody trying to break into your house, you would be able to deal with it if the time came. Your body, it knows how to go into fight or flight. You know how to protect yourself. If you had to, you could run away. You could call the police. But, if you had to, all of these things are courses of action that you would know how to take if something bad happened while you were home alone. It's not a bad idea to have self-defense avenues. I'm definitely no proponent of guns, but I have a mixed opinion on it. If you were like a single woman living in the city, you know what? I don't blame you for wanting to have a handgun in your home or something. I don't think that any motherfucker needs to be walking around like strapped visibly trying to intimidate other people. But if it would help you feel more comfortable, maybe that's something you can look into when it is an option in the future, or like maybe a taser is something that's more accessible. Because if you're like not in a state that like it's good for you to have a gun, and I mean state like you, or like the state, literally that you live in. But like if you are like a suicidal person and it's just like doesn't make sense for you to have a gun or something, then maybe a taser would be a good option to have, so you can just zzz anybody that tried to come into your house. But nobody's gonna. It's gonna be fine. You're a star. All right, next. The final prompt this evening reads, Queer Abbey. Is it weird that I am only attracted to conventionally unattractive girls? I just find it insanely attractive when unattractive girls have confidence, something I wish I could do. Okay, that's a really weird thing to say. Let me just start there. What a perplexing statement. I find unattractive people attractive. That's like saying I feel dry when I'm wet. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody is attractive to you, then they are attractive. You define these things. There is no shared reality where people exist on a roster of attractiveness. Like, okay, this person is the most attractive, this person's the second most attractive, and if you look way down on the list, Julie over here, she's number 4062. Like, that's not how it is. It's all a matter of perception. We all have different experiences and preferences that combine to create these feelings for us, right? So something about confidence really does it for you, clearly. When people are able to own it, maybe when they're like direct in their communication and they look you in the eye and they tell you how they're feeling, that's hot to you, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be weighed in terms of like, oh, are they attractive to other people? I think that's something that a lot of men do, where they're always thinking about like how hot their girlfriend is to other people, to other men. It's like, okay, well, is this going to impress the boys? Like, stop doing that. What if you just didn't think about what other people wanted to like do to your girlfriend? You know what I mean? Do you have fun hanging out with her? Do you think about her when she's not in the room? Do you like her? I'm assuming you're a man because of this question, but if you're a lesbian, same thing. Or a non-binary person, a WLW, then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe turn the mirror back on yourself a little bit and realize that attractiveness is determined by you. You get to make that up, and it doesn't matter what other people think of your significant other, really. If they're a good person and they make you feel good, that is the important thing. I know that's an obvious answer, but like, yeah, dude. Some people are explicitly attracted to like really big people. Some people are really attracted to tall dudes. Some people are really attracted to redheads. Some people like trannies. Some people like... And by the way, when I say I'm allowed to say tranny. You all are not allowed to say tranny. Quick sidebar. But yeah, some people are like really into trannies. Some people are really into other specific things. And yeah, we have preference. Cool. So anyway, hope that helps. That is going to wrap up our advice segment for the week. Thanks to those who submitted prompts. And if you are interested in getting advice on this podcast, you are always welcome to follow that link in the description of the episode. It's right there in the bottom, and it's for an anonymous submission. You can click on it, and that Google form will come up. You just go ahead and put in a title and then the body of text there, whatever quandary, or question is on your mind. Let me know, and I'm happy to weigh in on it on here. You can also send us an email if you wanted to give any media along with it. You're happy to send me a picture of your tits, your big dick. Just kidding. Nobody's done that so far, which is really disappointing. But you can send it to queerabbey@gmail.com. That's QUEERABBEY@gmail.com. Or you can reach us at our phone number, which is 503-567-2053. All right, y'all. That's going to take us to the end of our advice segment. Thank you. Alright, my lovelies, we've made it to the last segment of this episode of Queer Abbey. We're going to be doing our beloved music spotlight, alright? So it's very exciting. I have got one of my lovely cohorts from school this week. We have the special treat of listening to an unreleased demo. So let's get excited about that really quick. This week we are featuring an artist called Regina Raine, and they are a local to Portland. They were educated in music at Portland State University, like myself. They play multiple instruments, and I believe that they're primarily a vocalist, though. They are a really fantastic trumpeter and piano player at the same time, though. But yeah, I'm familiar with them from vocal jazz. I've seen them sing, a handful of times, and one of the most outstanding things about Raine, which is what they go by, to me, is they have this, deep, rich tone to their voice, and they have a lot of emotive energy as well. I know when I watch them, they tend to be really invested in every performance, but there's also this very thick honey color that comes through in their voice that just they can't even help, but it just comes out. Oh, it's so pretty. I think you'll see what I mean. I think they can also play the ukulele as well. But yeah, they're a very talented person of many different talents. They have their own website. They also do audio engineering work. So I will go ahead and link their personal website in the episode description. And like I mentioned earlier, what we're going to be featuring this week is an unreleased demo. I believe it's something that Raine is in the works on, right? And it is featuring the work of Kyle Owens as well. It's somebody that they have playing drums for them. This is a song that they wrote called Time for You, and it's really, really good. So I am actually going to play the entire demo. I usually cut down these segments a little bit, but it's not terribly long, and it's a really beautiful live recording. You can hear everybody clapping at the end because it's in a little studio room full of people. And I should preface for my less musically inclined friends that a demo is going to be a raw recording of a performance in the studio. This is not professionally mic'd up and produced down. They haven't added, auto-tune, quote unquote, and all of those things to it. This is just this person being very talented and playing what I think is a ukulele and somebody playing the drums with them. It has kind of a Rebecca Sugar, Bruno Mars quality to the songwriting. It's really good. I could totally envision this song having a very funky instrumentation with a horn section and some cool bass lines under it. But as it is, it's this very sweet, kind of romantic, but also a little bit heartbroken song about making time for somebody and chasing them because you think they're a jewel. And it maybe turns out that you don't need to be making that much time for them. They're less of a jewel and more of a pebble in your shoe. So without further ado, let us get into Time for You by Regina Raine.
I always made time for you, even when you left me on red for a day or two. You made me feel like a fool, chasing something I thought might be a jewel. I don't know why I kept going in after you. You were just pyrite, another pebble in my shoe. You're the pebble in my shoe. In your eye I saw that glint. Thought you might just be the steel to my flint. I guess I was in the dark, chasing something I thought might be a spark. I don't know why I was so willing to be blind. You were just pyrite, and now I'm leaving you behind. Yeah, I'm leaving you behind. I'm gonna start treating myself better. I'm gonna cut away all of these tethers. I'm gonna grow myself a few more feathers and fly in every type of weather. I broke out of your hold, and baby, you're gonna miss out on all this gold. You'll want to make time for me, but without you I find that I am so carefree, just doing my own thing. Oh, 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 oh.
Alrighty, y'all. Thems, theys, gentlemen, ladies. That's the magic of Regina Raine. I think that it's really impressive that somebody's voice can be so pleasant to listen to with such little dressing up, right? It's the mark of somebody who's a really, truly good vocalist. Yeah, I love listening to Raine sing, so you should catch them around the Portland area performing. I know that they perform as a solo act, sometimes at the Alberta Street Pub. They play trumpet along with the Earl Gracious Band at the same venue and elsewhere. So yeah, go ahead and follow that link that I will have in the description to their website. From there, you can find all sorts of stuff like their SoundCloud and their Instagram, so you can keep up with Raine. And yeah, show them some love. Go encourage them to put out more music. No, maybe don't be weirdo about that. But yeah, cool. So what a lovely feature. Raine, thank you for letting me put this demo on the podcast. And that's pretty much it for this 18th episode. I'm so excited to get into school tomorrow, and yeah, don't do drugs. Bye.